Chapter 1, 2003. The bodies hung in suspended animation, naked and tangled among the snow-frosted tree branches. Their lifeless fingers gripped to their death perches, and their faces were literally frozen in expressions of anguish. The icy tableau appeared both grotesquely horrific and strangely gothic. 5 nude male figures, muscular and youthful, casting tormented, pleading gazes earthward, as if their deliverance would come not from the heavens, but from below. In the snowy clearing beneath the boys in the trees, Joel Bradstreet could offer no such deliverance. He knew well that HAWKING'S GROVE held no mercy, only secrets. The scattering sound of a rabbit scavenging in the brush startled Joel out of his awestruck state. He felt lightheaded and nauseous as he glanced about, scanning the grove for signs of life. Was there another witness to this gruesome scene? Not a soul. He was alone. Recognition began to set in. He knew these boys. He taught a couple of them in his classes. Chris had shown a surprising talent for poetry in his English class, while Jordan had clearly only taken journalism for 1 semester last year to impress Anna Harris. The others he knew by reputation: Colin, Roger, and Bruce. No, wait, it was Kim, the boy who contradicted his feminine name by bulking up and participating in such masculine endeavors as wrestling and football. They were all, in fact, high school athletes. Or at least they had been. My God, what happened to them? The silent grove gave no easy clues. Several inches of freshly fallen snow covered everything in a crisp blanket of white. The only footprints Joel could see were his own. A flicker of red in the underbrush caught Joel's eye, a piece of fabric flapping in the cold wind, helplessly struggling to unbury itself. A mitten, perhaps? Joel leaned down cautiously to retrieve it. Dusting away bits of ice and miscellaneous debris with his gloved fingers, he found the revealed garment's identity eerily familiar. Red lace panties. He was nearly certain he'd seen them before, and the sense memory made him shudder. He balled up the panties and put them in his coat pocket. Is she okay? Is she safe? Joel was suddenly panic-struck. He quickly turned to run, nearly slipping on loose footing. Hastily, he made his way out of the grove, across the soccer field, and back into his car in the faculty parking lot. Short of breath, he searched his pockets to find his cell phone. Pulling it out, he fumbled awkwardly with his thickly gloved thumb, scrolling through the names until he found Cricket, home. Joel tugged off the glove with his teeth and reached for the send button. He paused, as he always did before he called the high school senior he'd been involved with for the past 2 months. Not because of his sense of guilt over sleeping with one of his students, not because he was nearly twice her age, not because if they were discovered it would surely mean the end of his marriage and career. Yes, there would be consequences if their trysts were discovered, but what would the consequences be if he was determined to be connected to the deaths of the boys in the grove? What if Cricket was involved somehow and authorities found a record of Joel's call in her phone log? Involved? Could she, too, have been a victim? For a moment, Joel considered returning to the grove to look for more clues, or perhaps another body. No, he'd risked too much already. Still, he had to know. A nearby payphone sparked a solution, one that couldn't be traced to him. Grabbing some change from his dashboard, Joel climbed out of the car and jogged across the parking lot to the phone kiosk. With a scarf, he carefully wiped his fingerprints from the faces of the quarters before depositing them. With the same paranoid mindset, he dialed the numbers by punching the buttons carefully with the tip of a pen. He prayed Cricket would answer.
Hello?
A man's voice came on the line. Her father.
Hello?
Joel quickly hung up and cursed to himself. He stood staring at the phone through the chilly vapor clouds of his breath as he contemplated what to do next. With a sigh, he shook his head. I have to call the police. I have to. Trembling nervously as he reached for the handset, it was then that he saw the phone's number printed in fading text behind a small cracked plastic window. He looked closer and spoke the digits aloud. Joel strained his memory. Why did this phone number seem so familiar? He reached into his pocket and pulled out his cell phone. Switching to call log mode, Joel scrolled through the received calls. There it was, at the top of the list. It was the call that summoned him to the Grove at 5:16 that morning.